Jon, what is the state of the market as far as crypto, and what do you think happens in the next 12 months? We're currently in second quarter of 25. We're 100 days in the Trump presidency. We see tons of positive news coming out of there, from lawsuits being dropped by the SEC to a new SEC chair to 2 different stablecoin acts to Trump's family owning World Liberty Financial and seem very pro-crypto. But we're also seeing the altcoin index in the teens, and it doesn't feel like it's bumping off that anytime soon. Obviously, there's a ton of demand for the Bitcoin ETF and maybe other high-level ETFs. Institutions are moving in, corporations are putting it on their balance sheet, but it's not obvious that news, any of the news I just mentioned, lifts up altcoins, which currently you're in, and a bunch of other great utility, lower market cap coins right now. So what do you think happens in the next 12 months? You've been in this market for a while.
Yeah. So I would say like the policies and regulations have definitely been like as positive as I've recall in the last couple of years, like where we are today.
By a factor of 10.
Yeah. Like, so directionally, I think we're definitely in the right space. But what I observe is that there's a lot more volatility these days. I mean, I think the reality is that Trump is a little bit more volatile of a guy. And with that in mind, I think, I mean, a couple of things. Like, number one, if you're trading, you need to be much more like active and be setting like stop losses and taking profit when it happens. But what that also means is that if you're a passive investor or trader, it will be much less effective, I think, if you want to capitalize on that, because maybe one day you're up 50%, but the next day you're down. So it would be much better for actually a platform like ours, where you can just copy these active traders that are just in and out of the market and in the tranches all day. So that's one. I think the other that I would say is that it's very clear to me that there will be more and more retail adoption of like crypto applications. And as I mentioned, like that's the overall arcing kind of vision that I have, just to build out a consumer empire for different kind of Web3 applications. And so again, I think we're in the right space for that. In terms of the altcoin market, like I totally agree with you that with institutions, I think most of the institutions that are coming in nowadays are just buying like Bitcoin or like ETFs. And that capital is not being flowed into like altcoins. Like, I mean, previously it is, because these institutions have to buy on exchanges, and on exchanges they see altcoins that they can buy into. But nowadays, like that doesn't get translated as easily. So I think now, like in terms of like value accrual, maybe the onus goes back to a little bit more to the project themselves, like actually buying token and project itself generating revenue,
right.
And like actually having a real product, and just like gradually through their own means, just like building up that token price so that people start to recognize the value. And I think in that case, not necessarily retail users, but like existing crypto participants would see that value and kind of participate that way.
Okay. When do you think we'll see that happen with the top projects?
Investment Club. Today, I consider it the best investment that I've ever made. We get 4 projects presented a week by their associated CEOs. Personally, I'm completely blown away by the quality of these projects, and I know of nowhere else where I would be given this same opportunity. Each week that passes, I feel more appreciative of the fact that I'm a member of this group. The vibe was just tremendous. Everybody's on the same wavelength. We just clicked. Everybody listened to each other, enjoyed their company. It was just magical, magical. Take action. Don't take my word for it. Due diligence you need to do. And I really hope that someday down the road I see you in the club. It far exceeded expectations, without question.
Well, to be honest, a lot of it has already happened.
Okay.
Like I think in the last couple of months, like quite a few projects have already gone up.
Like what? What comes to mind?
There's a lot.
Is it something like a hyperliquid, for example?
Yeah,
something that has shown traction and revenues,
yeah,
and people are drawn to it.
Yeah. Though, like, I think, crypto is as mentioned like earlier in our conversation, like crypto is a unique space where there are projects where have nothing, but are worth like billions of dollars. Whereas there are projects that have a ton of traction, generating a ton of revenue, that are worth a lot less. And there's a reason behind that. Because just these market makers or the projects themselves are controlling so much of the supply, like they can paint the whole narrative and the whole chart. But at the end of the day, once all the tokens are vested, in the longer run, it's just a matter of fundamentals, right? Because yes, like these projects in the short term can manipulate their stock price or the token price, but over time, like fundamentals still win out. That's how you make a project that's sustainable, how they can generate revenue and continue to grow the system over time. And I think with Hyperliquid as an example, like people see that it's a very real product that, I mean, I think they have like hundreds of billions of dollars of volume every day now. And so it's going to stay. And that's kind of really the direction that I'm trying to head as a CEO of this consumer platform. Like, I just want to build products that are here to stay for the long term. I'm not here just to make the quick money, because I mean, I would have probably made a lot more if I just launched like a meme coin or something, or like an NFT project of like 3-4 years back. But I'm here to really change the world and really try to build something that major enterprise will use, which we've already done with ticketing. But now we want to do something more consumer focused and really change how consumers see and interact with Web3. Like, I don't want them to just see it as like a quick cash grab, or where, I mean, they're just losing to like rugs. I want them to see it as a viable opportunity that they can participate in, that's not too difficult, and almost like just like a one-click solution to participate in Web3. And that's what Moongate ultimately is. It's just the easiest, the gateway for these users into Web3.
Thank God you're building that, you know, because again, it's this shift in human paradigm, the whole concept of Web3, and sometimes that seems to be lost on all the new people getting into it, and then they get burned and rugged, and they won't want to come back. And there's so many incredible innovations in this market, you know, that I want people to stay. And so that's why they need a platform like Moongate and what you're doing with CoinPilot, so then they can actually see that and see the wins and see something unique they can't find in equity markets as well.
Yeah.
To continue watching the rest of the episode for free, visit our website londonreal.tv or click the link in the description below.